Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy James from What's Your Forte, and today we're going to be installing the AST lowering springs on my G80 M3. Alright, let's get it. Alright everyone, so these springs were sent to me from Brian and the team over at Keys Motorsports. So if you are looking for these springs, I'll be linking them down below on where you can purchase your own, man. So special shout out again goes to the Keys Motorsports team, and Brian, thank you for getting these springs sent out super quick. Let's get to the install. All right guys, so right here you can see this is the stock spring right here, and this is the AST spring right here. So kind of looking at them, I mean, they're about the same height, but you can see, look at all the coils. Look at how compressed this spring is versus this spring that's more open. You know, you got 1, 2, 3 bends versus 1, 2, 3, 4 bends right through here. So you can definitely see the compression difference and how more compressed this spring is going to be. All right everyone, so the car looks great right now. You can kind of see right there how it looks, and this is not even settled yet, but that looks really good. All right everyone, so the car has been lowered and it looks really good, man. So I'll go ahead and back out the door here. All right, man, there she goes, man. Looking good, lowered. Get a little lower angle there for you guys. There it is. The AST springs look good, man, on the G80s. Man, they just, I mean, they really make the car look more aggressive. This car looks great lowered. And as you guys can see right there, it's kind of what it looks like there. In the back, in the front, looks super good, man. So what I'm gonna do right now is go ahead and turn the wheel full tilt to see if there's any rubbing on the inner fenders. So I do have 12 millimeter spacers on the front of this car. So I want to check to make sure I don't get any rubbing inside of the inner fender. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, so turned it all the way, and it's close, man. Let me get a little closer. I'm gonna brighten it up a little bit so you guys can see. It's close, but it's not rubbing, but it's super close. And this is 12 millimeter spacers, so it's close. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the wheel the other way, see if it's rubbing on the rear end. All right, so moving a little closer. It's not hitting again on this side, but it is close. Brighten it up so you guys can see. It's not touching, but it's close, very close. So it's not rubbing. I think if you hit like a bump and you're like full turn, you might rub, you know, a little bit, but it's not rubbing right now, sitting flat. All right everyone, so these AST springs on the box, it said 30 millimeters in the front and 10 millimeters in the rear. I think it looks a little lower than that. I'm just looking at it right here. And I did take before and after measurements. So after I give y'all just a visual look, which y'all are getting right now, I'm gonna go back inside because it's really hot outside. I'm gonna go back inside and then read off the measurements. I'm gonna convert it to millimeters because we measured in inches, and give y'all the actual difference in millimeters so we can really see if it's actually 30 and 10. Because I think when these springs first came out, I know when like PSI and some other companies were actually getting them to test them, they were a lot more aggressive than 30 and 10. And I think when they actually sent the batch out for all the retail establishments, they said 30 and 10 on the box. So definitely want to double check the numbers on that. All right, everyone. So what I wanted to do was come inside, get out the heat, first of all. And I wanted to go over the measurements that we took. So we did before and after for each individual wheel. So on the box, like I stated before, it says 30 and 10. I know before, when they were doing some of the development, the lowering springs were rated a little more aggressively. And I think you could tell from the pictures that it's definitely more than 30 and 10, and I have that confirmation right here. One thing to note, my car has not been, alignment has not been done. That stuff needs to be done, and usually springs settle a little bit more over time. So I'm gonna drive this for like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, and then get the alignment. Then I can remeasure again to see if anything has changed. But as they sit right now with before and after, and I'll be putting the graph up too so you guys can follow along. So left front dropped about 27 millimeters overall. Right front dropped about 30 millimeters overall. Left rear dropped about 21 millimeters overall, and right rear dropped about 21 millimeters overall. So the rears are super consistent, 21 millimeters a piece. The fronts, the left side's a little bit higher than the right side, which I know sometimes that could be compensation for the driver or passenger, but I think that will even out over time, and we'll definitely test that and make sure it evens out over time. But so far so good. I like the look of the springs. It makes the car look great. I did have 2 of the passengers in the car a while ago when we were doing the test and driving, 2 of the technicians here, and I didn't get any rubbing or anything. There was like a speed bump that I hit with the other 2 passengers in the car, and I felt like I may have heard something, but I'm gonna continue to drive the car, and I'll be able to revert back with any feedback on any rubbing or any issues that I'm having. Again, I'm running 12 millimeter spacers in the front, 15 in the rear. I think if I was running 15 millimeters in the front, I wouldn't be able to, I would probably definitely be rubbing, but 12 is not making me rub. So I think I did a good job staying with the 12 millimeter spacers. Special shout out again goes to Keys Motorsports. Brian and the team over there sent me out these springs. If you are looking for them for your G80 or G82, I'll be linking them down below where you can get yours. I'll be popping the price of the springs right up here so you guys know how much and what to expect. But use that link down below to get your springs, all right? Special shout out again goes to Your Empire for installing the springs for me. They got me in and out pretty quick, so it's great, man. So everything's running good, everything's working good, and they look good, man. They really do look good, man. So I'll holler at y'all later, man. Peace.